Inside of this box is a $1,500 27-pound remote-controlled hydraulic excavator. When I was a little kid at the beach with my parents, I used to love playing in the sand with like little dump trucks, and my mom would always bring little cars for me to play around with in the sand. And having an actual hydraulic remote-control excavator that I could actually like dig in the sand with just seemed like a really fun thing to do. So we got one of the best ones on the market. Well, let's unbox this thing. And yeah, this thing weighs 27 pounds. It's full metal, hydraulic, just like a real excavator. Oh, this is exciting. I can't wait to get into this thing. Okay. Oh God. Look at this case. Oh my God, you can definitely tell the butt of the excavator is over here. This thing is freaking heavy. Wow. Which way do we open this? Guess there's a couple tabs here. We'll do it this way. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I assume that this is how we open it. Oh my God. Wow. You guys can't even see it. Oh. Take a look at this. Oh my God. Oh, it looks so good. All right, let's get this thing out of the box. All right, let's do this. First off here, we have a little like grappling hook that's like, I guess, probably used to pick up like logs or something, or brush, really whatever you want. I guess with this stuff, your imagination is the only thing holding you back. How do we even, oh God. Am I doing something wrong? Ooh, baby. Oh my God. This looks amazing. Wow. Quite the packaging too. I mean, I guess with how far they ship this thing, you would hope that they do take good care of things in shipping, but you never can tell. All right. Instruction manual, we're probably gonna need that one for this build. We have a ripper claw. This is used to like till up the dirt before you scoop it if maybe it's covered in frost or is just otherwise too hard. This is our quick release attachment, which is made to, you replace the attachment that's on it with this one so you can easily switch between all of these attachments. They did give me hydraulic oil. Okay, I read online that they didn't supply you with hydraulic oil. So I got my own 46 weight or 46 ISO VG something or other. This is supposed to be really good for like the hotter temperatures that we have here in New England. So I don't know if I'm gonna use this one or that one. Probably this one, it's probably a little better quality. Okay. Oh my God. You have your rock hammer. This, from everything I've seen online, isn't really so functional. Basically, it's a jackhammer. You put this on the top and it's like made for like breaking up rocks and stuff. But everything I've read online is basically just saying that these are more for like role play scenarios and are not very practical. Not very practical? Can you imagine an excavator not being practical? Come on. Okay, my guess is this is a charger. Oh wow, okay. Extra mirrors, extra pins, and yes, we do have a charger in here. Wow, extra seals here as well. A little Kabolite plaque. Oh, I should probably mention this is the Kabolite K961 100S, I believe is what they call it. I'll put the actual name for it right there. Alrighty, and we have a battery, 10,000 milliamp 2-cell. Okay. Wow, that's a thick battery. And last but not least, the FlySky ST8 transmitter to go along with everything. I've got a lot of learning to do, a lot of dials and things that I have never had to figure out before. 4 AA batteries for the transmitter. Wonder if we can make that rechargeable. There is what looks to be a charging dock here. Ooh, it's got more customizable buttons on the back. This is a nice looking rig. Well, that is all that comes in this carrying case. Not sure I'm ever gonna use this again. I don't know. If I don't use it for a long period of time, I'll probably store it in here. Better hold on to it. All right. Well, may as well plug this thing in and get it charging here. Also, if you're from Europe, I think that's where this plug comes from. They do give you that option here as well. But we're in America, so this is what we're gonna use. All right, just gonna plug this in real quick. It only charges off the balance lead. It's gonna take a while to charge. All right, well, we've got that guy charging. Let's take a look a little bit more in depth here at everything we've got. Oh, and obviously we needed a dump truck in order to complete this little kit, but we're gonna save that one for another video. Just want you to see this real quick. So yes, this is a hydraulic excavator. So there's actually a reservoir right here on the top that we fill up with hydraulic oil. And these are all metal hydraulic lines, just like you would see on a real excavator. Like this works just the way a real excavator does, which is freaking cool. But like all of these pistons are completely functional. None of this is just for looks. There is actually hydraulic oil that is going to flow through these lines, filling up one end of the cylinder and compressing it one way or the other in order to make the piston move, which is absolutely crazy. And again, this guy here weighs 27 pounds. Is it self-explanatory how to open these things? Like, do we just, oh, okay. We're figuring things out. Inside of here is where the battery is going to go once it gets fully charged up, but I don't think we want to put the battery in it until we get this guy filled up with hydraulic oil. I just feel like a little kid in a candy shop getting to play with one of these things. Can't wait to actually get this thing out and try digging in some sand and dirt with it. I think that this actually has a dipstick on it too, so that when you fill it up with hydraulic oil, yes, it does. You can actually see how much you have in there, which is pretty cool. I believe they ship it empty, so we're gonna have to top this guy off. Probably read the manual first. Also, on the side here, we do have functioning lights on each side of the boom, and because this is the upgraded version, it actually has the sound system. So this thing is actually going to sound like a real excavator as the hydraulics move, as you're crawling across the ground. So that's all pretty cool. Like I was showing you guys earlier, this is a grappling hook. I would assume that you would use this to like pick up logs or debris of some sort. Probably won't be using that a ton. And then we've also got this jackhammer here, which is supposed to be used for like breaking up, you know, big boulders, rocks, and stuff of that sort. This is all metal, just like the excavator and this little grappling hook here. But everything I've read online is that this is not actually very functional. This is more just for, like I said, role play scenarios. Now this guy here is very practical. I've actually seen a lot of videos online of people using this. This is a ripper claw. So for whatever reason, the ground that you're in is maybe frozen or just really compact dirt, you could use this ripper claw to basically rip through the ground, break everything up, and then you use the excavator bucket to actually get all of the dirt out of the hole. And then they also gave us this little quick release coupler here, which goes onto the bucket here in place of this one. And that basically what that does is instead of having to pull the pin out of the boom to get the bucket off, there's a little knob here. If you pull on this, it basically releases the bucket and makes it much easier to get off. So I'll probably put this on before the first time we actually take this thing out and use it because I think it's probably pretty useful, especially if we're going to be trying out the ripper claw as well. And then, like I showed you guys earlier, this is the FlySky ST8. This guy is made for running equipment like this, so all of the knobs and dials are, you know, kind of more specific to running heavy machinery. And they did give us this little screwdriver here too, which is made to loosen up the bolts that are on the boom pins here so that you can remove these arms and stuff like that. All right, well, first things first, I just want to throw some batteries in this transmitter here, make sure this turns on. Then I'm gonna look into how do we actually fill this thing up with hydraulic oil. I believe that they like fill the pistons and everything at the factory and then they drain out just the tank, so we shouldn't have to deal with like bleeding the lines of air or anything like that. But I honestly have no idea what I'm talking about. This is my first time ever getting to mess with something like this. Ooh, okay. That's cool. It's pre-programmed. It says K961. That's really good to know. They probably tested this thing out. I sure hope so. Basically, it looks like on this dipstick here, there is a little high and low mark about halfway in the middle of the stick here. And it looks like we just fill this thing up until we see the oil on there. Gonna need a rag. I'm sorry if this video is probably a lot more slower paced than you guys are used to on this channel. I am just kind of taking you guys through the setup process with me because there's probably somebody out there that's gonna buy the same exact one, and maybe I figured out something that they were having a hard time figuring out, or vice versa, and I just think it's good to have these videos out there. So, just gonna double check. Interesting, how am I gonna, what? It's filling up with, like, it's pressurizing, basically. I need a smaller nipple, basically, which I did think of when I was ordering this. I bought this little kit, which has, this one I think is what we're gonna want. Basically these little needles, basically, which should make doing this quite a bit easier. Oh yeah, now we're talking. I don't think this is, oh, interesting. Looks like we're on the bottom of the stick. I'll see you guys in a second once I get this finished. Well, we have done it. I'm gonna screw this back in, and then I think we can try to start this thing out. Just gonna put this mess aside for now. How hard could it be, he said. Only had this battery plugged in for like, I don't know, half hour or so. All right, up to 75%. That'll be enough to at least try to get this thing started. Fly sky, baby. All right, I think all we gotta do here is just push the power button that's inside of this lid here. The transmitter beeped immediately. That's a good sign. Oh. Oh, man. Pistons are just filling up with oil for the first time. So it'll be a little bit rough, but you can already see it going easier. Oh, man. I'd like to reverse a couple of these switches, which I'm sure we could do. Aha, reverse. Found it in the general menu. Oh yeah, we definitely gotta reverse some of these. This is not how I would do it at all. All right, it may have taken me like 30 minutes or so. It kind of took a while to remap all of the controls to something that felt a little bit more natural to me, but this feels a little bit more natural. I believe this is technically like control mode 1, anyways, it probably doesn't matter to you guys because you'll probably want to use the standard functions, standard controls, you know what I mean. I also figured out how to turn on the sound system. And so if we go forward, you can hear it like actually making track sounds as if you're actually running a real excavator. And what's cool, a lot of sound systems in less expensive remote control excavators don't do this. The hydraulic sounds actually change as you move the levers around. So like, as you can see as we spin, you can hear it speed up and slow down as we're moving. And there's also a volume knob here so we can turn this down, which probably sounds better to you guys that way. But just look at this thing go. The controls definitely, even though it's how I would now run it, still feel a little weird, but you know, this is pretty cool. All right, well that was the unboxing of the Kabolite K961, the upgraded version. I think this thing is going to be a ton of fun. We're not actually gonna take it out and use it in the field in this video. I have some other videos already up on my channel by the time this one goes live, showing kind of just how much fun you can have with these things. So I'm gonna put a link up here on the top of the screen where you guys can go watch the video of me actually using this bad boy. All right, that's it. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.